like I liked what she said before. It's not even in the early stages. It feels to me when I started to understand, it felt to me that it's something that we're not even ready for. It's something that we're
going to be ready for.
Yeah, going to be ready. Like in the.
But I still think of Steve Jobs, who built
the
iPhone, knowing that the internet would scale and that we'd all be using these smartphones.
Or George Lucas and
George
Star
Lucas
Wars. Like he made these movies knowing that the technology wouldn't exist to do what he wanted to do.
Right.
Same with the guy from Avatar. He changed the way movies are made now with producing the movie in his style. So
yeah. That's very cool, which, by the way, he's from Kapuskasing originally. I think when he was a baby, James Cameron. And I'm from Kapuskasing, which is 500 kilometers north of here, which is already 500 kilometers north of everywhere.
Of everywhere.
Or anywhere.
Yeah, middle of nowhere.
We're in North Bay, and we love it. We're up on North Bay. But, like, hey, I heard there's a crypto mine they're building close to the power plant up above the hill. All right, we are rolling on season 2022. I am so excited to be here in the booth. We're going to talk about NFTs. I know nothing about it, but I want to know everything about it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start the journey together so we can figure out how art happens in the digital world. That's what this is about, from what I understand. In order to learn a little bit more, I've got special people here with me today. As you know, Bernardo Davila is the fixer around RFP Media and Sweet 16 Studio. He just is what I call a wizard. And you're going to see why as you get to know him if you haven't already. Thanks for being here, Bernardo.
Thank you.
Zafia Laplante, the one and only, the very special and charismatic, as you will find out if you don't know already. Where do we find you on the socials?
Instagram, Zartworks, TikTok, Zartworks. What else? Also on With Foundation, if you're interested in NFTs, Zartworks as well.
Okay, cool. So Zafia, I'd like to get a little bit of your story and what you know and don't know. I mean, you don't know what you don't know, so you can't talk about that. But I'd like to know what you know and what you've learned so far about crypto and NFTs in general.
I'm learning every day. I think the biggest thing for me was learning about the crypto space last year from a couple friends, and they were really interested in more like Ethereum, Bitcoin, the larger things. And I've heard these words being tossed around the last couple of years, and I didn't understand how it was going to kind of evolve into something more than just digital currency. So when a friend of mine had told me in Australia about Niftygate and this whole NFT cycle, I didn't understand at all. I just saw a couple videos, maybe some cool pictures, and was like, why are people paying $25,000 for this? And then, a couple weeks later, Beeple, the infamous NFT artist, sold his piece for somewhere upwards of $100 million.
It was $69 million for 5,000 pieces put into one collage.
Piece, yeah. And that was kind of the first revelation, I guess, we saw in NFTs. And from there, my curiosity started spiraling to figure out how I can move from a physical artist into the more digital space.
But also physical.
Also physical, yes. Physical, digital, and this new word I see coming up, phygital, which is physical and digital, the two of them together, which I believe as we see NFTs growing, that'll be kind of the new shift. Hopefully a year from now we see that happening. And this conversation is part of it, I guess.
Right. We just don't give up. And keep going, keep learning, because it is the beginning.
It's the beginning of a new industry shift. So we're not even at the beginning of the shift. We're
early adopters. We think we're early
even adopters. Before that, we think we are, but the early adopters will come when it's actually built out. We're still in this phase where things are being built out. People are putting ideas out there and testing them, but it's not things we have in our mind, ideas that we want to create can't physically or digitally be done with our understanding of this technology because it's not even reached its full capacity. The technology that these things run on isn't fully developed because that takes time, money.
But it's moving. Bernardo, I'm turning my attention to you now. Okay. I'd like to know a little bit of your history with cryptocurrency and NFTs, if there is any.
2017 was the first time I heard about cryptocurrencies. It was actually a funny story because I was playing with my friends like CSGO, and there was this guy who every time he talked on the mic, he had a weird sound in the background, like. And at some point, I'm like, dude, what is this sound? Like, and he's like, oh no, I'm mining. And then everyone started laughing because it was like you're playing inside of a mine in like a cave or something. And he's like, no, like I'm mining Bitcoin. I'm like, what the fuck is Bitcoin? You know, like what is Bitcoin? And then he's playing, and I like the same night I was like, oh wow, because I love those nerdy things and get into it. So I started doing a lot of research, and then I found Ethereum, which was the coin that was most caught my attention. And so I bought 2 Ethereum in 2017. It was worth like around $200 or $300.
How much is 2 Ethereum worth today?
Today, like 8,000?
Yeah, $6,000 or $7,000
Yeah.
just crashed. So
Around that. But I barely made money out of it. Because that's the thing. I was making, like, it kept going up and up and up, and I was like every day checking. I was like, oh, I'm making money and happy about it. But then, and eventually I bought a little bit more, and but then it crashed. And it went down. That was last year, maybe? Early last year? Or?
yeah.
Yeah. And it crashed, and it went down and down and down, and everyone's selling. I was like, no, I won't sell. I will wait because I really believe in it. I think we'll go up again. But then I had to have money on my account for my permanent residence here in Canada. And
You had to cash.
I had to, because they asked for you to have $12,000 in your account to prove that you have money to be able
Yeah.
to come to Canada and
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, I will cash out. And eventually I barely made money because it was the all-time low, basically, when I cashed out. And I told my friends, I sent a message to all my friends that had Bitcoin or Ethereum, whatever, I'm cashing out. This will go up in like a week or 2. Like, mark my words. I'm just saying. So
it's on
so you
record.
guys, yeah. So it's on record. Like 10 days after the thing started like going up, and still now it's like $4,000 or something.
So that's been your
Yeah.
experience with,
Yeah,
with
that's
the
my
game.
experience. Yes.
Are you interested in keeping, like, are you still believe in it?
Yeah, I still believe in it. I would have kept it if I didn't have to cash out, like to get my money. But
Do you have any experience with NFTs or know anything about it?
no, actually, I barely knew anything about it. She was teaching me everything like the other
No.
day. Like
Perfect.
2 or 3 days ago, yeah.
Perfect.
And if I believe in the technology for sure, but I liked what she said before. It's not even in the early stages. It feels to me when I started to understand, it felt to me that it's something that we're not even ready for. It's something that we're
Going to be ready for.
going to be
Yeah.
ready for. Like in the.
But I still think of Steve Jobs, who
That's the
built
perfect-
the iPhone, knowing that the internet would scale and that we'd all be using these smartphones.
No,
Or,
of
or
course,
George
yeah.
Lucas
Or
in
George
Star
Lucas
Wars.
and
Like,
stuff.
he made these movies knowing that the technology wouldn't exist to do what he wanted to do.
Right.
Same with the guy from Avatar. He
Yeah.
changed the way movies are made now with producing the movie in his style. So
Yeah. That's very cool. Which, by the way, he's from Kapuskasing originally. I think when
James
he was a
Cameron,
baby,
right?
James
Yeah.
Cameron,
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm from
That's crazy.
Kapuskasing,
Look
which
at
is
that.
500 kilometers north of here, which is already 500 kilometers north of everywhere
of everywhere.
or anywhere.
Yeah, middle of
We're
nowhere.
in North Bay and we love it.
insane.
We're up on North Bay, but like, hey, I heard there's a crypto mine they're building close to the power plant up above the hill. Just something that's interesting and happening.
Yeah,
on
they're
Ruby
trying to
Penguin.
move things here. I think they said like last year in the news they were trying to build a new
Oh, they're
industry
building.
up here. But
Yeah.
I'm interested to see like how it'll include, Web 3.0, this whole NFT shift, new currencies coming up, or just
Yeah.
decentralizing other things.
Finance. So without any further ado, is there anything else we should touch off the top in terms of, let's make a disclaimer, like we are
I
not
don't
giving-
know anything. I've lost lots of money. Do your own research. This is not a recommendation. This is for information and entertainment only. Okay? Do your own research.
Right.
Seriously.
And I'm
And
committing...
crypto is a very volatile industry, even more than the stock
Yes.
market, as we know.
Yes, yes.
So be careful. But be smart about it. You don't need to be scared. You just
Yeah.
need to know what is happening so you don't lose lots of money like
Right.
I have.
Right. And in my case, because I'm doing everything publicly, consciously,
Yeah.
like I'm consciously being public about what I'm doing, is you're going to get to see me go through the ups and downs
Mm-hmm.
publicly, because my intention is to document the whole process and watch me get
Learn
the,
from what's going on. Yeah. The triumphs.
We'll see. I'm kind of thinking it's all going to be, but that's just not the way it works in entrepreneurship, as I've learned the
Yeah.
hard way. Now what we're going to do is jump on the computer. We're going to set up my wallet. We're going to connect my accounts. We're going
We're gonna explain what all this
explain
means.
what it all means, so that you guys can maybe go home and do it yourself, or you're at home and you can do it yourself if you're interested in that, or just make fun of me down the road when I've lost.
Or
money.
find somebody who knows
Or
what they're
find somebody
talking
who
about.
did- Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe RFP Media could create some sort of solution for people who want to get in this space once we've learned
Yeah.
what we've
Like
learned.
a coach program.
Yeah, something like that.
We'll teach you the things we learned by failing.
Right. So let's get to it.